So, here is my promise to you. You have never seen a top 10 solo list like this before. It's going to be crazy, it's going to be unique, it's going to be very different. But here is my top 10 favourite solo board games of all time. Now, you're the type of solo gamer who loves a puzzly, brain-burning game. Well, I have for you Calico. Look, Calico, that cute game where you're building quilts for cats. Look, let's not beat around the bush here. Calico, even when you're playing competitive, it's pretty much just a solo game anyway, so let's cut out the middleman and just have the fun for ourselves. Now, the runner-up for this is pretty easy. The #1 abstract game on BGG, it's stablemate Cascadia. Next up, you're a solo player who loves playing against bots that feel like real opponents. Well, Stonemaier Games does this the best with their Automa system. Now, Wingspan is the game I chose. It's pretty much my most played game in my entire collection. Viticulture and Cive are great runners up in this category and also have great solo experiences. But look, I am a bird nerd from way back and I love me some Wingspan. So maybe you're the solo player who just loves variety in their games. Well, Merchant's Cove is my pick for this. Merchant's Cove looks dead set beautiful on the table, but it has variety just coming out of its cardboard, just oozing out of the cardboard. Now, in the base game, you're gonna have 4 different characters that play completely different. They're all mini games that play separately to those characters, so why not every night just pick a different character? But on top of that, how about some solo scenarios? There is a solo scenario book with heaps of solo scenarios that will keep you playing that game for ages. Now, my runner-up for this is actually the West Kingdom trilogy. How about some Architects, Paladins, and Viscounts? Maybe even chuck in some Tomb Saga and play all 3 of them solo. Look, they're all great fun with lots of variety amongst them. Now, all those games just aren't heavy enough. You're the solo gamer who loves heavy games, and I'm looking up at my Lacerda collection here, and I'm looking at you on Mars. Now, on Mars, overwhelming at first, lots of things to learn, but once you learn it, this is one of the most rewarding solo experiences you will ever have in your board gaming life. Now, you can play the standard solo mode in the base game, or if you have the Alien Invasion expansion, get out those gold cards from Chapter 4 Monolith and you have yourself a hell of a fun night. My runner-up is, well, pretty much every other Lacerda game. They're all really amazing at solo, but look, I picked Weather Machine as my runner-up. Weather Machine is new, and new is sexy. Perhaps you're not a heavy gamer after all. Perhaps you're more into lighter solo games, and maybe games that are easier to set up. Well, in this category, I think of Roll 'em Rights, and when I think of Roll 'em Rights, I think of Fleet, the dice game. In Fleet, you are a salty sea dog rolling your dice, got your pen and paper at hand, and you're trying to catch those crab and swordfish. It's just fun on the ocean. But look, in this category, you can pretty much pick any roll and write you want. The purpose of this is to be able to just play it at ease, play it anywhere you want, and that's a good, fun solo experience to have that anyone can enjoy at any time. Now, the runner-up for this is actually its stablemate again, and this time it is Three Sisters. So maybe you don't like the ocean theme, how about some farming instead? There you go, Fleet the Dice Game or Three Sisters. Shh, look, up to 96% of viewers don't subscribe to my channel. How about helping my self-esteem and give me a cheeky little sub if you feel like it? Thanks so much, let's get back to the video. Next up, you're a solo player who just wants to be different and unique. I have for you Flam Rouge. This game isn't even a solo game, but I play this game solo all the time. Put out all the teams, get their cards, get their deck of cards, grab every 3rd card and just play them as per normal. Put in their exhaustion, just play it as per normal and you have yourself a fun game. But the fun doesn't stop there. How about Tour de Hogs? Play a series of races and just keep those exhaustion cards going in between races. It gets harder and harder and it's such a fun night. Now, what if you're not into the 2 wheels? How about playing some automobiles? Just the same way, play some automobiles solo and you will also have a fun night. Next, you've heard all these solo suggestions, but they're still not for you. Perhaps you're the solo gamer who loves campaign story modes. Well, what about Now or Never? Now or Never, you're going to play as 1 to 4 characters. You're going to play through a 6-chapter campaign booklet. You're going to try and understand your character more and understand why these monsters are taking over your beautiful lands. The artwork by Ryan Lockett is beautiful and is such a fun game. But maybe 6 chapters isn't enough. How about a whole storybook? And we've got Sleeping Gods. Sleeping Gods, best campaign game out there. Such a fun experience. Now maybe Ryan Lockett isn't your thing. How about you wait patiently then and get some ISS Vanguard into you? Look, I've got this game on order. I can't wait. I'm so excited. From everything I've heard, this solo looks incredible. Now, maybe you're the solo gamer who loves medium to heavyweight Euros, and look, that is definitely my cup of tea right there. And there are so many games I could pick. I picked Tekhenu. Tekhenu's solo mode was done by David Turczi, the god of solo modes. Look, yeah, if any game that out there has a decent solo mode, he's probably created it. He's done so many. But Tekhenu, your Egyptian theme here, you got this big obelisk on a table, you got all these dice, it looks beautiful. And this solo mode is fun to boot. Actually quite simple for a Turczi game, but look, Bot and Carmen, I love me some Tekhenu solo. Now, what about a Mind Clash game here? Another Turczi solo, and we have Perseverance. This is a pretty good runner-up because Perseverance is a hell of a game. And while we're on Mind Clash, what about even Trickerion solo? Look, there's so many great games in this category. Look, but Tekhenu was my choice. Now, I will get to my favorite solo game next, but before I do, one more. This is a game, when you talk about solo games, you would never think about this game in a million years. And this game is Tiny Towns. Now, like Calico before it, when you're playing this game competitively, it's actually really just a solo game in front of you anyway. So again, let's cut out that middleman and let's just have some fun playing Tiny Towns. In this game, you've got little cubes that are going to represent 5 different resource types. You're going to place them out on your little village there, and you're going to try and create shapes. And those shapes will then turn into buildings, and then those buildings have to match up with other buildings, score points. Just a puzzly little fun game. So Tiny Towns is great. Now my comparison for this is Kohaku. No one talks about Kohaku. It's such a good game. It looks beautiful. Acrylic tiles, koi pond, fish. I love it. Beautiful. Get yourself some Tiny Towns in Kohaku. And finally, my favorite solo game of all time. And look, maybe because it's just new into my collection, but my goodness, I love this game. I'm going to call this the solo gamer with great taste. Just like me, this game is Vindication. Vindication is epic. I've got the big box and there is so much in there. It's just overwhelming how much is in Vindication. Look, I don't even know if the base game even has a solo mode or not. All I know is in the big box, we have this solo mode called The Awakening. The Awakening, we're gonna summon Tuk Tuk. Tuk Tuk's this, I don't know, is a rock creature, a rock god, or I don't even know what he is. But we're gonna light these spirit fires, and we're gonna get Tuk Tuk out. And we're gonna get his companion Tik Tik, and we're gonna take on the might of Ronak. Oh, look, I could just go on and on about this solo mode. It was such a fun version of this game. Now, the easiest comparison for this is my #1 game of all time, Dwellings of Eldervale, which has also got an epic solo mode. So there we go, Vindication, Dwellings, pick one of them, and that is one hell of a good solo night out. So there we go. That is my top 10 solo board games of all time. Look, let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite solo game? Oh, look, I've loved making this video. It is so much fun playing these games and just learning new games. Anyway, that's it from me. Till next time, I'm Hogs. This is Board Game Bangers. Letters.